Almost all of Western music can be summed up in just 3 words: tension and release. A dominant chord, typically known as the 5 chord, represents tension, and our tonic chord, aka our 1 chord, represents release or resolution. In classical music, the various types of 5 chords are pretty finite. There's the good old triad, the triad with the 7 on top giving us the 5-7 chord, and if the composer is feeling really spicy within a minor key, you might hear them stack the flattened ninth on top. That's about as far as 5 chords get within the classical period of music. Fast forward hundreds of years to now, jazz music uses all kinds of variants of the 5-7 chord. Each one of them are distinct in sound and originate from unique scales. We're going to break down each of these chords and check out some ways that you can play melodic lines over them using Chad Lefkowitz Brown's ebook 60 Dominant Phrases as a source of reference. If you want to download that PDF package and use code DOMLOGIC for $5 off, you can find the link in the description below. So let's go ahead and check out the first chord, the normal dominant 7. This is the most fundamental dominant 7 chord. This chord consists of 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. Its possible upper extensions consist of 9, 11, and 13. This particular flavor of dominant 7 chord derives from the 5th of a major scale. In this instance, our chord is C7. C is the 5th note of an F major scale. So this entire lick uses the notes of F major, the scale with 1 flat, the B flat. But since the root of this chord is a C and not an F, it would be better to instead think of this scale as the C dominant scale, also known as the C mixolydian mode, which are all the notes of C major, except our 7th will be lowered, giving us that B flat. As you can see in our lick here, this is the scale being used. Let's hear it one more time. Awesome! So what is the next most common dominant chord that you'll hear in jazz? That would be the dominant 7 flat 9. Oh, a little darker, huh? Again, this chord consists of 1, 3, 5, and flat 7. But this time, the upper extensions are flat 9, 11, and flat 13. This dominant chord derives from the 5th of the harmonic minor scale. So you will often hear this being referred to as the 5th mode harmonic minor. It can also be seen as a Phrygian mode, but with a major third rather than its regular minor third, giving it the new name as the Phrygian dominant scale. This lick by Chad is composed entirely of this scale. Let's hear it again. Great! So, since you're now familiar with the dominant 7 flat 9, what about the dominant 7 sharp 9? Whoa, different color, huh? As usual, this chord consists of 1, 3, 5, and flat 7, but this time the upper extensions have both a flat 9 and a sharp 9, 11, and natural 13. Wait, what? This means we have 8 notes? What scale has 8 notes? That would be none other than the half-whole diminished scale. Yes, upon playing this scale over this chord, you will be hitting all 8 of those very specific tones, as you see in this lick. This is the only dominant 7 chord type that has both the altered ninths paired with a natural 13. Let's hear this lick from Chad one more time. Incredible. Now that you are a master of dominant sharp 9 chords, you should know that any dominant chord with any flattened or sharpened extension is considered an altered chord, because we altered at least one of their extensions. However, there is a dominant chord that's so altered, it's literally called the dominant 7 altered chord. Ah yes, the holy grail of altered chords. This chord has a 1, 3, and flat 7, but no perfect fifth this time. It utilizes every possible altered extension. So scratch a natural ninth and replace it with both the flat 9 and sharp 9. The 11 is now sharp 11. We probably would add a flat 11 if it were possible, but the flat 11th would just give you a major third, which already exists in the chord, so we won't have that. We discard the natural 13 for the flat 13. Again, if we were to sharpen the 13, we would just be left with a note that already exists in the chord, which is the flat 7. Notice that a sharp 11 is also the same as a flat 5th, and a flat 13 is the same as a sharp 5. So we also got rid of the perfect 5th and replaced it with both a flat 5 and a sharp 5. Alright, so that was a lot of number gibberish, wasn't it? Is there even a scale for all this? What the heck scale would this come from? Why yes, there is a scale. If we put all the notes together, we get what is known as the altered scale. The altered scale is really just the 7th mode of the melodic minor scale, also known as the Superlocrian mode. So if we look at the root of our dominant altered chord and just go up a half step, we quickly find our source melodic minor scale. So let's hear that lick one more time. Excellent. Now you are an altered lord. All of the chords we just talked about sound great if they're functioning as a 5-7 chord. But what if it's not functioning as a 5 chord? What if it is what is known as a non-functional dominant chord? Then we could use the dominant 7 sharp 11. Ooh, mysterious sounding. For this chord, we're dialing way back in all of the altered extensions. We have once again our 1, 3, 5, flat 7. But this time, the extensions are 9, sharp 11, and 13. This derives from the 4th degree of the melodic minor scale, giving us what is known as the Lydian dominant scale. This is typically the scale of choice on non-functional dominant chords, such as the flat 7 dominant 7 chord, which can be found in bars 7 and 8 in Cherokee, or in the 4th bar of Just Friends. Let's hear these notes in this lick one more time. Spectacular! That leaves us with one more dominant chord quality, the dominant 7 flat 13. Cool. This sound can be played over augmented dominant 7 chords. This chord has a bit of controversy, as musicians still can't seem to agree what is the right corresponding chord scale with this chord. Why? Well, if you build the chord, you get a 1, 3, sharp 5, and flat 7. If you fill in the blanks with the natural extensions, 9, 11, and 13, the result is a scale that doesn't exist, and it sounds bad. So the most typical scale played over this chord is the whole tone scale. However, Chad Lefkowitz Brown prefers to think of these chords as instead dominant 7 flat 13s. This gives us a 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, and flat 13. A flat 13 is the same thing as a sharp 5, yet we still have our natural 5th. And this is actually a real scale. The scale that utilizes all these specific notes is the Mixolydian flat 13, which is the 5th mode of melodic minor. All of the notes of our lick here utilize this scale. Let's hear it one more time. Incredible! Well, everybody, that concludes our 6 dominant chords. Now, you can understand any dominant chord that's thrown in your way by any lead sheet. If you really want to explore how to construct clear melodic lines over each of these dominant chord types, again, you can download Chad Lefkowitz Brown's 60 Dominant Phrases ebook found in the description below. Alrighty everyone, if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe as it really helps this channel out. And please leave a comment of what else you'd like to see from us in the future. Thank you everybody, I'll see you next time.